Hi guys, good evening. So I'm going to continue my reading of Thomas Troward's The Hidden Power, and this week we're focusing on yourself and learning more about you, which is the most important subject of your life. And we're going to explore a little bit more about why there's value in persistence and commitment. Many unknowingly equate persistent and committed action with struggles, suffering, hard work, or exhaustion. And persistent, committed, productive work and action need not be suffering, struggle, or even hard work, but more aligned work. So I just ask all of you to really think more deeply this week about what is trying to find further expression through you. And how are you allowing this or disallowing this in your life? And I'm going to go through, keep that in mind as we go through some of this reading from Thomas Troward, who I was actually just introduced to his work through one of my own mentors, Doug Dane, through the Proctor Gallagher Institute. And this is just phenomenal writing. It's a little bit of 100-year-ago style American English, but just bear with me because some of these ideas are really, really juicy and really, really good. Okay, so this universal essence of life is a continual becoming into form, and since we are a part of nature, we do not need to go further than ourselves to find the life-giving energy at work with all its powers. Hence, all we have to do is to allow it to rise to the surface. We do not have to make it rise any more than the engineer who sinks the bore pipe for an artesian well has to make the water rise in it. The water does that by its own energy, springing as a fountain 100 feet into the air, just so we shall find a fountain of essence of life ready to spring up in ourselves, inexhaustible and continually increasing in its flow, as one taught long ago to women at a wayside well. This upspringing of life essence is not another's. It is actually our own. It does not require deep studies, hard labors, weary journeyings to attain it. It is not the monopoly of this teacher or that writer whose lectures we must attend or whose books we must read to get it. It is the innermost of ourselves, and a little common sense thought as to how anything comes to be anything will soon convince us that the great inexhaustible life must be the very root and substance of us, permeating every fiber of our being. You know, this is so good. This is so good because, you know, so many people are looking for something to become, something to be outside of themselves, when really, you know, studying all these external subjects are great, and that's part of our development, an important part of our development, but really going into you and understanding who you really are is essential. And this is a continuous process. It's a continuous process, and you can continue to bring more of yourself to the surface. And it's just not you who needs that, because when you do that, actually you align yourself with health, wealth, and relationships and all the positive abundance of the world that comes into your life, but you actually are like a pollinator, like a bee pollinating other people's potential as well. All right. So surely to be this vast infinitude of living power must be enough to satisfy all our desires. And yet this wonderful ideal is nothing else but what we already are in principio. It is all there in ourselves now, only awaiting our recognition for its manifestation. Meaning, you know, the most important subject is really you. So recognizing you. And sometimes, guys, you know, a lot of us are in situations in life where we're the only ones who can really see what is within us. So have a really firm self-image and have that faith in yourself. That is the most important thing in your life, because sometimes there's no one else around you who's giving you that faith. It really needs to come from within you. And faith in what? Not something external. Faith in yourself, faith in what you have to contribute, what you have to, you know, shine out into the world. It is not the essence of life which has to grow, for that is eternally perfect in itself. But it is our recognition of it that has to grow. Wow, this is so good. This is so good. It is not, just listen to this, it's not the essence of life which has to grow. That is eternally perfect in and of itself. Now, some people call this, I mentioned in the past videos this week, some people call this the infinite intelligence. Physicists call it the 0-point field, the infinite thought field, and it's a very, very immense field of potential. It's not that needs to perfect itself, okay? We have to grow in our recognition of it. So, and that's opening your eyes to yourself and allowing things to come into being in your life. So it must come by a natural process, the first necessity of which is to abstain from all straining after being something which at the present time we cannot naturally be. Wow. Okay. So the first necessity of which is to abstain from all straining after being something which at the present time we cannot naturally be. So stop the straining, stop the struggling, stop being what you are not, and just be you and find fuller expression of you. The law of our evolution has put us in possession of certain powers and opportunities, and our further development depends on our doing just what these powers and opportunities make it possible for us to do here and now. That's a really powerful sentence. The law of our evolution has put us in possession of certain powers and opportunities. So what are your powers and what are your opportunities? You know, Hollywood makes really dramatic displays of this power with superheroes and, you know, and magical sorcerers and all these things. But the thing is, those maybe just caricatures of things that we possess. So think about what you can learn from that, and what are the powers that you have within you? What's your superpower? And what are the opportunities that you have every single day to express that more right in the here and now? Okay, so just leaving you with some thoughts from Thomas Troward. And you know, these thoughts are powerful, and it's really powerful to engage in these processes and string out these processes in a more clear way that you can engage in and work on. And that's where the power of mentor and coaching programs come in. There's actually an opportunity for you to plug in with a live stream event with one of my illustrious mentors, Bob Proctor, on a Saturday morning. I've set it up for 11 a.m. So I'll put the link down below if you're interested. Please share the link with as many people as you want, and you can register for it. If you don't make it, there will be replays as well. And I look forward to seeing you there. That is on Saturday morning. And that is How to Think and Grow Rich with Bob Proctor. It's a really great opportunity for people who are starting the academic year, people who are closing out fiscal year 18-19 and starting 19-20, closing out quarter 4 and starting usually what is our biggest quarter, which is fiscal quarter 1. All right, so look for the link below. And what is your power? What are your opportunities? What are you struggling about? And what can you allow more easily to unsurface from yourself? And I'll see you tomorrow.